I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from How Low Can You Go, Book 5 in the Do the Wrong Thing series. Last week, I read a rewrite of the Chinese restaurant scene. We're going to continue on now. This is a chapter called Cop Killer. Add date here. Here I am at 52 years of age, looks long gone. Hell, I'm completely invisible at this point, still dreaming of being discovered, only now it's what a beautiful mind. Einstein said that thing about insanity, that it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. How do I get off this track, this mortal coil? I don't want to see my former errors and faults in better clothing, on an older body, or in a more beautiful mind. Out, damn spot, out. Can we take a minute to honor Einstein's wife, another ghostly human who propped up her husband and, well, in those days, owner? Edit. After a long journey down the rabbit hole of Mileva Einstein-Merrick, Einstein's first wife, before he began an affair, then married his first cousin from both his father's and his mother's sides, ew, it's unclear how close was their collaboration. Merrick, a brilliant math student, gave up her academic career to look after Einstein and his 3 kids. That much is evident. One of their sons went mad and had to be institutionalized as an adult. He must have been a sad handful. Many believe she co-authored his work when they were together. They point to the fact that upon their divorce, Einstein promised to give her any money he won from a Nobel Prize, which they both seemed to believe would happen. It did, and she got the monies. Einstein used underlings that he called calculators throughout his later career. These people did the grunt work of boring repeat calculations while working out his theories. It's not hard to imagine that she was a calculator early on. The most compelling evidence for her being a co-author, however, is in their letters back and forth to each other when she was in Zurich and him, Germany. They both wrote of our work and when we publish, in reference to the first 4 treatises that launched Einstein's fame. These annus mirabilis, miraculous year papers, included the concept of atoms, the theory of relativity, and E equals mc squared. It is speculated that she may have agreed to keeping her name off the works to help their career in a world that disdained women. Scratch a hero and find the ones he or she has denied attribution, or the ones that went along with the denial in the early, trusting and love-filled days before the boredom and drudgery arrived. Where was I? What is wrong with women? We incubate and hold that child dough in our hands, yet can't create creatures who respect us. The Jesuits used to say, give me the child for the first 7 years and I will give you the man. If men can do that, why can't women? Unless that theory that plants use animals of all types, humans included, to spread their seeds, water, and care for them is correct, and that I'm simply looking at the whole situation from the wrong angle. Edit. It's not an Einstein quote. Shit. It's from a Knoxville, Tennessee newspaper article in which an unnamed Al-Anon meeting attendee says insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Somehow it got attributed to Einstein and continues to be, not only by me, but all over the world, again and again. Nothing about humans makes sense. My final phone bill from the apartment in Arbor arrives. $600. Eduardo was talking to people in Paraguay all those evenings. However, when I initially set up my service in Arbor, I used a pseudonym because I was nervous about anyone being able to find me in the phone book. I used Ann Person, which becomes a person in the listing. A person, get it? So I wasn't totally a lie. It's pretty awesome that I didn't need to give the phone company a deposit to get the line. Of course, they'd cut me off if I didn't pay my bill, but I always did, moving from apartment to apartment over 3 years, and hell, I'd probably still be using Ann Person if I was getting another line in Concord. I don't have $600. Ann retires. Next chapter, Kissing Monkey. Nude modeling. Not artists and art schools, but I should call this sexy modeling. I've posed naked for photos before. Aside from the disastrous attempt to do porn modeling, there was a professor with a pinhole camera. He chopped up the shots he took of me into parts and compiled them into a half-abstract, half-realism image that appeared in a low-subscriber black and white magazine. It was art. If women make money from being women, I might as well cash in on it. Selling acid is illegal while selling photos of myself, posing for photos that others will sell, to be specific, is not. I met Werner, a German photographer, at a party in a bona fide mansion on Quest Street down from where Angela works, past the trendy shops and restaurants where the street gets darker and less traveled. Owned by a guy who works in the film industry, set back on a big treed lot. The place is inside, you can wander through ballrooms with gleaming hardwood floors and no one in them, while in others, where sound systems are set up, alternative, cool looking people, young and old, crowd the spaces. It's like late night alternative Disneyland. Anja brings customers to me. I sell a lot of acid. I meet a folk singer while I'm having a smoke on a short concrete wall that separates a parking area from the front lawn. We'll date for a couple weeks. Sorry, I was telling you about the sexy modeling, right? Werner lives close to me. Come and see my work, he says. So the following week, I cut through my backyard into the alley, and where it meets another alley, I find Werner's yard and the back staircase to his second floor apartment. His door is open, and he's at his computer. He's nerdy for a photographer. Cool, I say, looking at the shots he's editing. Dull landscapes and stiff models. From his nervous, fidgety excitement about our proposed photo shoot, I can tell that he wants titillation, even if he calls it art, which is fine. He's paying me accordingly. I own the attire minus fishnet stockings, which seem like something I need for this kind of work. I'll buy them ahead of our appointment. Fully naked in some shots, in others I wear a leather bustier, black panties, and the fishnets. Lots of makeup, red lips. I ended up using the semi-clothed shots at the modeling agency that never called back. And when you know it, Werner's photographs end up in a gallery, a proper art gallery in the upscale, arty part of Concord. Save this part for when you go to the gallery with Ryan. There I am, leather bustier, fishnets, and black underwear against a cement wall with The Body Shop spray painted on it. Yes, it's corny, but I'm the model, not the art director. This was before the famous Body Shop cosmetic store existed, by the way. This Body Shop refers to an automotive repair shop that once occupied the space in front of the wall on the cracked and overgrown concrete with its bit of short wall on one side and random bits of cement resembling car stop pieces like you see in a parking lot, all festooned with rebar and scattered around in front. Another naked art photo shoot. This one with a guy I find in the back pages of Concord Now, the city's alternative newspaper. We drive a ways out of the city to a secluded park. The guy's quiet and brooding. It'll be fine, Ava. It'll be fine. Naked, except for some black veil-type fabric the large 40-ish man asked me to wrap around my face, I lean against a tree and stare. Later, he drops off prints for me as promised. Man, I look even more terrified than I felt. I'm not going on distant nature shoots again.